Lila, how often do we deny the things we love just to be a part of something? Back in high school, there was this girl. Everybody seems to like her. She's all over the place and boys often greet her. She's nice to everyone. She's nice to everyone, including me. Yes, I'm not her. She befriended me one day, and in order to be a good friend of hers, I must tell them my favorite color. Before I was able to speak, she said, "Mine is violet. We should pick a different color because violet is mine already." I felt pain. Her voice reverberated to my core. It stings, and I can't even explain why I felt that way back then. It was too painful that I can still feel it up until now that I'm writing this. And as I speak, the feelings, I expect them to leave this body of mine, but it seems to stay. I used to think, why? Why can't we share the same colors? The most painful question was, why do I have to sacrifice my favorite color and pretend that I love gray instead? My world was already gray back then. Maybe that's why I said it. My favorite color is gray. They looked at me, surprised. We're too young to like such a sad color. But then they agreed. It fits your personality. It was her best friend who told me this. She's too kind and honest when she said that. I can still remember the way she stared at my eyes like she has seen my sadness. It became my own kind of brand. The sad part was, I believed it. I hold on to the idea that I love gray because it suits me. I hold on to it for years. I denied purple for a very long time, until it embraced me at my blackest hour. Purple is a big part of my life, especially back in high school. Back in high school, I don't really know where to put my faith, where to put my love for God or someone higher than every one of us. So, I don't know what to practice. Hindi ko alam kung anong religion yung susundan ko. And that's not even the point of this message that I want to say. I want to point out one thing in particular, which is color of spirituality. The mysticism inside of me that I never knew that I used to deny that part of me. Alam ko lang noon, my ability ako to sense beings that are not a part of our sphere or our frame, which is humans, animals, any living being that you can actually see physically. You know what I mean. So, those entities, ghosts, supernatural beings, and extraterrestrials, I don't understand it before, but I really love reading about them because somehow I feel Like, I'm not alone. Maybe that's why I like horror films and horror stories. Most of my collections, my novels are horrors and psychological thrillers and fantasy. I grew up reading. I grew up writing short stories. I grew up sketching fantasy characters. But I also grew up liking the color purple, especially when I encountered amethyst. I can't recall how I encountered amethyst, but there's this, I think it's a necklace. Nahalo siya sa stash ng toys na binigay sa akin. 3 piraso lang yun eh. And it's crystal. It looks like crystal, but it's made of plastic. It's supposed to be a crystal. And I remember searching for that purple crystal online back then. And then I was fascinated. Na search ko dun yung amethyst, yung rock mismo, yung ore, yung geode. And then there's this almanac CD. It's not a physical book. So yung almanac na yun, dun ako nagsisearch ng projects kapag walang internet. And then there's a picture of amethyst and the picture of larkspur. Yung dalawang image na yun, tumatak yan sa akin ng high school ako. One is the color purple and the color of blue. So that's why meron akong fiction novel before about that flower, and the color purple is actually Vayu blue. So ang Vayu blue na power is the most powerful. And then if you're red, you're more likely an enemy. And then there's just red, blue, and the power which is Vayu blue. So, yun yung fantasy ko. Yun yung buhay na gusto kong ma-relive, na yung sinusulat ko na yun is my escape from the painful situation that I have. So, I remember writing that every day. And kahit nasa school ako kapag walang klase or kapag bakante yung oras, kapag yung teacher namin lumalabas, susulat lang ako. Kasi wala naman akong kaibigan. And it's painful to think about it right now. Kahit sobrang layo ko na dun. Pero, it saved my childhood. Writing saved my part. That's fragile. Very, very fragile. At the same time, I admire the strength na meron ako back then. So that color is very important to me. And that color was stolen from me. I've been writing that since. And then I met this girl. It was my treasure. I know that hearing this would sound petty and irrelevant sa'yo, but it felt painful talaga. That color is my identity. I want it to be my identity. I want it to be mine. Though at the same time, alam ko na hindi yun posible kasi kulay lang yun. And you can't own colors. Noon, hindi ko alam kung bakit siya painful. Pero ngayon, alam ko na. Because noon pa lang, yung universe or my guides na hindi ko alam na nandun sila noon, ginaguide na nila ako sa kulay na para sa akin. Now I'm thinking, maybe she's special too. Kaya gusto niya yung color na violet. And yes, she is. Because she's charming. And mabait siya. Though I can't understand why that certain or that specific person has to be in my life back then. I used to hate that girl. And I still kind of avoiding her because she's apparently quite near where I live. Pero ngayon, I think, nung natanggap ko, kusa na nakat yung mismong way para posible ko pa siyang makita. Doon ko siguro to na-realize kung bakit kinailangan kong makilala yung kagaya niya. Violet. Yung pakiramdam na naiinggit ka kasi nagagamit niya yung ballpen na gano'n ng kulay. Tapos ako, nag-stick ako sa normal na kulay ng mga ballpen. Even though kailangan ko yun sa drawings ko. Even though kailangan ko yun artistically. Kapag makakakita siya ng violet, sasabihin niya, bakit violet yung gamit mo? Color ko yan. So, back then, uso yung mag-highlight ka ng notes or mag-labels ka ng writing using a different color rather than red. Okay? Rather than red. Yeah. So, sa high school, inaalaw na yun. I'm not sure really today what's the format or if there is a certain structure to follow sa mga students. But back then, you are free to use gel pens or highlighters. So, I can't use that. Even in my drawings, I can't use purple because apparently it's her color. So, she owns that. Okay? So, imagine living a life almost half of your childhood pretending to be someone else, pretending to like something that you don't like just to fit in, you know? Sobrang pangit sa pakiramdam yun napapasok ka sa school and then you'll have to deny something that you like so that some people could feel better about themselves. It sucks. And right now, nakikita ko na ang tagal ko na palang dinideny yung spiritual side ko. Because that's the color of it. Purple. Purple is the highest color. It's the color of wisdom. And I've denied it for years. I've been denying connection doon sa door na yun. Which is binigay yun sa akin. Purple. Nahalo yung necklace toy na yun sa binigay sa akin. Not by accident. It's destined for me. And hindi ko tinapon yun. Yung pieces na yun. Ng gems na yun. Kahit na fake gem yun. Because how come a kid like me can access crystals by that time? Wala siya sa range ko eh. Okay? So, it's painful. And it also can be applied sa inyo or sa iyo na nakikinig. Kasi may mga bagay tayo na pinauubaya na in the long run, para pala talaga sa atin yun. In a different form, in a different way, but same realization. Like this one. So whatever it is that you've been denying, simula pa nung bata ka, balikan mo. It will fulfill you eh. It will serve you. It will serve you and it will lead you. It will guide you to your purpose. Ano, cliche pakinggan yung purpose. Cliche pakinggan yung guide. But to me, it made sense eh. It made sense the moment na ma-realize ko na, oo nga pala, favorite ko noon yung purple. Pero tinigil ko siya maging favorite dahil dito sa taong to. Dahil sa isang karmic person. And hindi lang yun yung inagaw niya sa akin. And gusto kong sabihin na inagaw niya yun sa akin because may karapatan din ako sa kulay na yun. And sa mga kaibigan ko na inaakala kong kaibigan ko noon na mas pabor sa kanya. So apparently, I don't deserve them. But I don't know that back then. And now those people came back a few years ago. And one of them kind of remains. And she still greets me on my birthday every year, which is weird. She knows my birthday. And then she sends me messages sa Facebook and I do not. Actually, very recently, she's trying to reconnect. And a part of me wanted to, but at the same time, hindi ko na siya kailangan. I mean, hindi ko na kailangan i-validate pa yung pain. Because I know that pain is painful already. So, hindi ko na kailangan i-validate pa na kailangan kong reconnect para lang maging okay ako. Because I'm already okay. I don't have to reconnect with certain people just to feel better about my past because my past is already in the past. Kailangan ko na lang tanggapin na I'm already here and I'm already free from those people or those circumstances. And reconnecting won't give me any pleasure. Because when you have moved on, you've moved on. You don't have to go back. And most people would say, pwede pa naman kayo maging kaibigan. And I'd say, I don't know. Because iba na yung pangangailangan ko ngayon sa pangangailangan ko noon. Noon, I was too vulnerable and too hungry for friendship that I even sacrificed a lot of things about myself. As a young one, you probably will, even if you're an adult. Because we're human. We make sacrifices. But I just want to impart a message that says that you don't have to give up the things that you like to give way sa ibang tao. Selfish reasons ng ibang tao. Because it will hurt you. And it will take years. It will take 10 plus years to relive the memories in order to be healed from them. It's a long run. It's a long time running away from those people. And can you blame me if I don't even want to see them or even hear their names? And you might question me. You said, Avis, that you moved on. But why are you crying? Maybe I'm crying because I'm happy. I'm happy because I realized everything after all those years of trying to escape them, of trying to detach myself from everyone who reminds me of them, denied me chances, encounters of people that could possibly be a good friendships or friends, just because it reminded me of them, or those people reminded me of them, of my past. I have pushed a lot of people away because of them, and now I don't even have to. I don't even have to try. It's just having friends right now is more of a natural thing. Whoever stays, stays. And everyone who makes me feel the same way they made me feel back then has no room to stay, because I have learned the lessons that I needed. And without those lessons, I won't be speaking right now. I won't be writing things. I won't be sharing my feelings in order for you to know that, yes, people like them exist. You're not alone. And whatever it is that you have denied, whether it's your religion, your belief, your practice, and the skills that you long to come back to, the skills that you denied because someone told you that they are better than you, the skills that you stopped doing because someone did better. Hindi mo yun makukuha, hindi mo yun mararanasan, hindi mo yun mararamdaman, at susubukan kung hindi iyon para sa'yo. At kung gustong gusto mo talaga, subukan mo. I have waited years before I practice again, before I let go of the fear of being judged. I know that I'm not showing my face, but in reality, the people that I know, the people who I talk to every day knows this side of me. So technically, I'm not hiding. I'm only hiding my face and my real name, because people can be harmful, and I value my space more than anything else. I value my privacy, my practice, and my abyss, which is our sanctuary. I hope this will make sense, even if I'm talking and speaking freely. I just want to say all of these things and not let it go to waste. So I hope you understand this the way I want you to feel it. Thank you for listening.